Hi, I'm Lenore. I'm a singer and a voice teacher. I have a new setup background here. I hope you like it. It's going to be a part also of my new show. It's called the Sing Well Karaoke Show, and it's going to be a call-in show. You're going to call me with your questions, and I'm going to sing. We're going to sing. It's going to be amazing, I think. So anyway, today we're doing a reaction video. But seriously, if you want to be on the show, if you have a question about singing, you have to email me through the website singwell.eu and make an appointment. Today I'm going to react to one of my greatest idols of all time, Julie Andrews. She really is a part of my being, and she's here in her 30s. It's just her singing on a talk show. I've not seen this yet. So she's going to sing Wouldn't It Be Lovely from My Fair Lady. Let's see how it goes.
Oh my God. Company? All I want is a room somewhere far away from the cold night air, with one enormous chair. Wouldn't it be lovely?
Oh my God. Okay. One of the things I love the most about Julie Andrews is that as much as her sound relatively to musical theater is classical, sounds classical, and she fits very well in My Fair Lady and Sounds of Music and Mary Poppins, which is more of the classical musicals. It is very close to her speaking voice. You just heard her singing before. Maybe you can rewind and listen to that. You heard her speaking. Sorry. She was just saying like, oh my gosh, something like that. And then she started singing and it's the same voice. That's, for me, exemplary. She's just doing this so naturally. She's just giving what she is, her voice the way it is. There's no manufacturing here. And that's why it sounds so effortless, because she's just talking. And she's talking on the melody, and the melody is fantastic. And she has this nice ring to her voice, but it's just her voice. And it's lovely.
Chocolate for me to eat, lots of coal making lots of heat. Warm face, warm hands, warm feet. Wouldn't it be lovely? Oh, so lovely sitting.
Yeah, I like this kind of accent. This character in My Fair Lady is very poor and sort of like the lower class, and she has this ow kind of almost vulgar manner of speaking. She does that really nicely. And at first she was just sort of like reacting with the host and flirting with him and doing it casually, but now she's getting into the story as well. Just if you don't know, this song talks about how she would love to have her own place. She's homeless, and all she wants is just to be warm, right? She's out in the cold all the time. And she just starts by, I would just like to have one big chair. Wouldn't that be amazing if I just had one chair? And then I would love to have chocolate, you know, to eat. It's heartbreaking. And she's staying positive about it and optimistic, but you can also see the heartbreak in it.
Till spring crept over me windowsill, someone's resting on my knee, warm and tender as he can be.
And now she's also fantasizing about having love. Yeah. So anyway, one of the things I heard Julie Andrews say once, and confirmed something that I've learned along my way as a singer and that I preach always, is that you're not supposed to go up and down with your body when the melody changes. And you can see that the melody is not super wide range. It doesn't go super high and super low, but when it does go high and low, she doesn't move. She just stays there and talks very calmly. And what she said about it was that you can visualize your notes sort of like a line of pearls. That's how she described it. I love that image. It's just that they're all next to each other and they're not up or down. And that's really what she's doing here. Super, super nice.
Who takes good care of me out and be lovely.
Oh. She's like, she's a pearl. I'm in love with that woman. So, I wanted to say something. Yeah, so you saw that little nice example there. Just go, and a lot of people will actually do that. And it's too much work. She just goes, and it's just nothing happened. All of the notes are the same, and that was perfect. That was also very short. Why did you pick something so short? Well, okay. So one of the things that I've been doing lately is just improvising and finding a second video to react to. And since this is a first impression kind of reaction video type, I sometimes choose a video that I didn't know was low quality or short or whatever because I haven't watched it before. So I just decided to get another one of Julie's. And this is from her 50s. She's singing here, I Could Have Danced All Night, also from My Fair Lady. And let's see how that goes.
I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night and still have begged for more.
Oh, yeah. So still a lot of speaking voice there, very impressive. Long sentences, shows a lot of control. Not a lot of, well, no effort basically when the melody goes up or down. So again, those pearls, right? What I'm most impressed with here are two things. First of all, those low shoulders. How do I want those shoulders? Wow. Just look, we're gonna watch a little bit more. Just look at her posture. She looks like a goddess because that's exactly what she is, okay? So when you look like that, there's nothing in the way of your voice. And then you can just do it, yeah? It's a fantastic, it's so good. The second thing that impresses me is how she sang on the L. That's something that I would teach my students not to do because most people, including myself, would use the L. Well, not intentionally, but they would use the L with the tongue very actively, and then the tongue would compress and push and interfere with resonances and push on the larynx, all kinds of nasty stuff like this. So you're going, and still, so you start forming the L in advance and it starts to mess with your resonances. So I wouldn't teach that. But she's like, and still, she says the L and she keeps the airflow going and all the resonances, well, most of the resonances are still there. Well, enough for us to enjoy a really nice sound. So that was good. That was very well done.
Spread my wings and done a fine
see that jaw. I mean, if you want a recipe for success as a singer, just do what she does. Do all of the things that she does. You don't need her natural talent. It would be nice if you had some natural talent, but why don't you just start with having an amazing posture and then that space between your jaws and then not budging when the melody changes. Just try that and then talk, use your speaking voice. Try that and then we'll talk.
I'll never know what made it so exciting. Why all at once my heart to
Okay. I just have to point something out. I don't know if you heard it, but there was a point when she went to the lower register, it was more chesty, so more spoken, less of that quality of the voice, less of the operatic or classical quality of the voice. And then when the melody went up, usually it happens, it's a natural thing that happens, and you need to intentionally not let it happen or do something else instead. There is a break or a flip, some people would call, and then there's a da da da. And it happened a little bit here. It sounded a lot better than what I just did, obviously. But yeah, that's it happened, and I think this is the first time when we're starting to hear that she is in her 50s. Before that, it was. Yeah, no traces of aging anywhere. And then once it flipped, it was there. The mix was there, that head mix that she's famous for, and no problem. Here it happened again. So I don't know if it's that day. I don't know if it's the period of her life when it sometimes would happen, but it could happen to anyone, also in their 20s and in their 30s. And she's like halfway through the show. No, she's almost towards the end of the show. So it makes a lot of sense. There is a little bit of air pressure and there's a little bit of not really hoarseness, but just a tiny bit. So you can hear that like a note or two here and there, and yeah, that's to be expected almost. Like if it wouldn't happen, I would be like, what are you? Yeah. So I'm just saying, I heard it. I don't know if you heard it, but it was a little bit of hoarseness there, and then there was that break again. So yeah, but I forgive her.
I could have
I'm in love with her. So, very classical mix at the top, even more than usual, and very stable. It was still connected, vocal cords still closed. The reason I know that is because the note was so long. So she couldn't have sustained that airflow so well had the gates been open, right? So the gates were on top of it. And I love how she raised her arms very Broadway. There is a reason why people do that on the high, long last notes, right? It looks impressive and it helps continue the airflow, and it makes you feel big. It makes you feel like your instrument is big. So you don't go, which is sometimes what people want to do when they sing long notes. Well, they don't want to do it, but it happens. So that was beautifully done. And she's a diva. Always have been, always will be. And this is Julie Andrews. Thank you for watching this with me, and I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I did and enjoy singing. See you in the next one.